So this is my own ghost story, and I got called out in the back for having it and not sharing it at first. So I never told this one to people when it first happened to me because I figured I sounded like a weirdo. And now, full disclosure, I've gotten into telling this story regularly once I started working for a ghost tour company. I keep it as my kind of trick up my sleeve when the tour is not going very well. Pull out your own ghost story and all of a sudden they love you. So there you go. It began with staying at my aunt's house, and she lives in London, in a very old, many-storied building. When she bought the building, all of a sudden her neighbors told her, "Oh, that house is haunted, number 3 is haunted." And she was furious with people for no one telling her before making that purchase. And she was extremely sensitive about it. She doesn't like people talking about her house and claiming it's haunted or anything like that. So I'd stayed there many years. We always made visits to see her, always with my parents and my friend. And they had 2 spare bedrooms, so my parents would go in one, and me and my best friend would stay in the other. Stayed there dozens of times, nothing ever happened. For my 21st birthday, they sent me to visit my aunt with my boyfriend. And since of the bedroom situation, I stayed by myself. He stayed 1 floor below me. That was the only time that something ever happened to me, was when I stayed alone. So our first night there, we finally, after long traveling, I get into bed and start to fall asleep, and I hear footsteps run up the stairs. And I figured it was my boyfriend having forgotten something. So I hear bump, 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 and nothing. The door doesn't open, there's no knock. So I figure he's trying to scare me, so I turn over, look towards the door, and I say, "What?" Nothing. So then I feel stupid and roll back over, facing the other way, and as I start to drift off to sleep, I hear a creak behind me, like all the way at the other end of the room, kind of up high, just a kind of the noise that you would call a house settling, because you don't actually know what it is. So the house is settling suddenly after existing for 200 years. And I ignore it, and then I hear, kind of closer, kind of closer. The noise is really settling across the room, approaching me more and more, until I finally, it's getting to more kind of like a snapping noise almost, and it's like, closer and closer, about 5 times, until it's right above me, and I swear I thought some of the plaster from the ceiling was going to fall on me. It was just, So I'm frozen in bed now, because I'm thinking, you know, all those times that I stayed here and nothing happened, I did not believe this house was haunted. All of a sudden, I'm wondering, what did my aunt say that people told her? What happened here? Why was this haunted again? Oh, someone killed herself, okay. So I'm sitting there just kind of going over in my head, you know, I'm sorry you were depressed, ghost. I'm not sure if I can help you with that. And as I'm trying to apologize to something in the room, I suddenly feel just a pressure over my foot, like someone putting her hand right over it. Just a weird depression right over my foot, just a weight on it. And I'm completely under the covers at this point, eyes shut, kind of made a cocoon out of all the blankets, and just apologizing and offering to help the ghost in any way that I can. And suddenly the pressure lifts off my foot, and I look out around the room again from under the covers. I see that I'm alone, there's no more creaky noises. Due to jet lag, I did fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, and I go downstairs, and my aunt and uncle are there, and they're, again, very sensitive about people claiming their house is haunted, so I waited until my boyfriend and I were alone at the breakfast table, and I said, so last night, I heard something run up the stairs, thinking I had this big news for him. I said, I heard something run up the stairs. Before I could even tell him what happened to me, he breaks in, yeah, I heard that something running up and down the stairs all night. I don't know what that was. So, 2 encounters apparently. The ghost picks on you when you're alone is what I learned at my aunt's house. Never staying by myself there again.